gentlemen, and welcome to a brand new show with a brand new face. Let's Talk, a series where esports personalities are invited on to just talk, completely unscripted, and all opinions are their own. So once again, welcome. I am Talha. Our very first episode, I am joined by YoungBuck, top laner for Copenhagen Wolves, KMT Flyy, manager for KMT, and ImSoFresh, ex-jungler for LemonDogs. Good evening, guys. How is everyone?
I'm great, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How's everyone else?
I'm feeling
I think quite fine.
perfectly.
Perfect.
So fine.
So fine. How's your week so far? What have you been getting up to?
It was wonderful for me. I think it was like the best week of my life. So many good things happened to me, like you all know. Like disbanding a team, not joining a team, and yeah, some stuff like that. How about you?
I said any other.
Oh god, he's lagging.
Who, me? I'm lagging? No, can't be. Fuck that.
It's fine now. It's fine
It's
now.
fine. Okay,
Bulgarian
we'll start with YoungBuck. How's your week been? Considering you have LCS around the corner, been practicing.
Yeah, it's been pretty good. We started practicing December 28th, so basically I wake up, I train, and then I go back to bed. That's how my week has been.
That's it. So are you in the house yet, or is that somewhere else?
This is my own bedroom.
Oh, okay.
We're flying tomorrow.
Oh, that's nice. That's good. Good. Have you seen what it looks like?
I've seen the ride studios during the qualifiers, of course, so
Of course.
yeah.
But you haven't seen what you're going to be living for the next split.
No. No, we have a few options, and tomorrow, or at least this week, our manager is going to go past some homeowners and talk with them.
Okay, that's great. How about yourself, Flyy? How's the week been holding?
Fine. Like compared to YoungBuck, we're already in Germany. Like we've been boot camping since like 3rd of January already. Was surprised that my internet sucks that much though, but still. But we're on the same page. Like we're still searching for houses, looking at options, and this week in Cologne we'll be like mainly looking at houses and so on.
We're selling a house if you're interested.
No, not your option. Like your option sucks. Like you don't even have
We're in
internet
like
at that house.
a Turkish neighborhood. We have like kebab and stuff. Like it's awesome.
You would love that. So where are you right now, Flyy? That's not the gaming house that you're in.
No. It's a boot camp place. It's,
Okay.
Take TV house.
Oh, okay. That's great. Okay, so for two of you, unfortunately, I know asking this question is going to be a bit weird, but for two of you, how does it feel playing in the LCS for the 2014 Spring Split season? I was really sorry, Fresh.
She's gonna be.
It's fine. We're gonna get on to you. We're gonna get on to you later. You can explain
That's
everything.
alright.
You can explain
That's
everything
alright.
later.
One day I'll be in the LCS.
Someday.
So yeah, how does it feel? How does it feel? I mean, LCS, KMT, Copenhagen Wolves in
Like, Bucky, you want to start or do I start?
You can start.
I can start. Okay.
Hey, I can see you.
Yay! I can see you too. Yes. Finally, can see you all. Yeah. Like feels good. Like it was my 3rd time already in that qualifier. One of the times was with the lovely Fresh. But yeah, this time we managed to do it, even against all odds, as most people can say. Like beating NIP was something no one expected, except me, of course. But yeah, it was really good. Like, and we're quite confident that we can actually do some results in the LCS. It's not just joining to be there.
And well, it was my 3rd time as well. The 3rd time we were at a qualifier,
yeah.
Flyy. After we won, Flyy actually said, now I have to make it in too.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
After so long, you know.
Yeah.
How does it feel though? Like, did you feel like crying? Did you feel like?
No, I
yes,
didn't.
Yes.
I don't know. It was pretty emotionless. I was really happy, but at the same time, it didn't really get through to me yet. But there was a lot of
nothing,
hugging and smiling involved.
yeah, nothing personal, but you had to face MOM. Like, come on. It was
Yeah,
kind of expected for you guys. Like, for us, it was, at least for me, it was really emotional. Like, I even broke my watch while watching the games. Like,
You broke your watch.
like, yeah, I was nervous. I was watching the match. I couldn't do anything. Like, I never can do anything in the game.
I kind of
No,
disagree with what you're saying right now. Like, you should always respect your opponent. Like, you can't say that their win was expected because they actually lost a game, if I remember. And I couldn't tell who was gonna win. Like, MIM is a good team, and when they have a lot of pressure and when everyone struggles, that's where they seem to succeed. And they actually won a lot of games that nobody expected them to win. So
yeah,
I was like
what
50-50.
Freshie, what I meant is Copenhagen Wolves obviously would have went into the game idea that they're going there to win. Like, with the idea that they're the favorites and everything else. Like, after winning all those events and everything, you should have the confidence. Like, without the confidence, half of the things are gone.
Yeah,
we were definitely confident. The thing is, though, we heard from a lot of people that MYM were training cheeses, especially on level 1. And it made us overthink a lot. I don't know if you remember the first game, but we were sitting in a really random brush with 5 people, just waiting for them to come somewhere in our own jungle.
I remember
Because we
that.
heard they do a certain strat that involves rushing our red buff. But we just overthought, and at the end of the first game, we were like, "Whoa, they didn't really do anything weird or anything out of the ordinary," and that actually gave us confidence, even though we lost.
No, like Copenhagen Wolves for the whole of the last year, just been dominating the amateur series, the scene, taking first at Gfinity, then top 3 at DreamHack, and
We won DreamHack Summer
you won
before
DreamHack Summer.
Infinity.
Yeah, that was it. You won DreamHack Summer, and it was just. I remember a lot of teams saying, "Okay, no, we're happy if we take second because we definitely can't beat Copenhagen Wolves at this one." Like a lot of teams were really scared playing against you, so I wasn't surprised that you said you were pretty confident going in, especially being the crowd favorite. But do you think that's something you have to live up to, being the crowd favorite?
I personally was very nervous, but maybe it was also because it was my 3rd time and it was really a now or never kind of situation. Because
Yeah.
it was just too good to be true. Facing MYM is supposed to be so easy for a team that is as strong as ours, and that actually made me a lot more nervous than I usually get.
Like, before the matches, I spoke with Fred, Copenhagen Wolves manager, and he was like, "It was my 3rd time, but it was my 3rd time versus MYM, and previous 2 times I lost." Yeah. Like, when I think about it, he was with Mousesports first qualifier, they lost to MOM. Then second qualifier, he was still with Mouse and me. Back then, we lost to MOM 2-1 in the first round, and now it's MOM again for him.
And this time he won.
Sweet revenge.
Second time with me on his side. Yeah.
Okay, right. Now, I want to move on to the elephant in the room, essentially, with Fresh. Which leads on to a nice, lovely question, which is, for those of you that don't know what's been going on, would you like to take it, Fresh? Would you like to say what's been going on exactly, and give your own?
You can ask the questions because there's a lot of stuff that has been going on, and if you want to know something specifically, then you should ask the question.
Okay. Right. Let me try and figure out how to phrase this properly.
Oh, just put out.
Okay, so there was a lot of rumors that LemonDogs were selling their spot to NIP, and Deficio had tweeted quite a lot saying, "Oh no, we're not buying the spot, we're not buying the spot, we're not buying the spot." But then people, of course, are just like, "Oh, we really want to have some fun, so we're just going to keep it up and say, yeah, it's true." What was going on the LemonDog side for you? Did you agree to something like this, or was it just the management said, "We don't really care about your opinion, and we're just going to go ahead"?
It is more it's not about our opinion. It's more about a deal that was between LemonDogs and NIP, and uh, I think Pani did all he could to make sure we don't give the spot away, and NIP tried all their best to get the spot, and they really thought they would have the spot. Like every single player in NIP thought after the qualifiers, even if they lose, they would still get the LemonDog spot. But um, there were some things that made sure that they couldn't get it. There was like a story with money. We didn't get too many informations. Like all we had like is what the managers and Penny told us, and from what I heard after they had a talk, we got the spot. But the thing is, we were supposed to go into a gaming house on like the 3rd or 4th January, and on the second, we learned that NIP was about to get the spot, and we were like, "What? Are you serious? What? Well, we learned it now. Like we all had a break, but then we had to get into serious practice, and when we learned that, I don't know. We didn't have any information. We didn't know anything, but that was for sure that NIP was trying to get the spot.
So that was on the second that you found out.
Yeah. I
Okay,
wasn't even home.
okay.
I wasn't even home, and I learned that. I get a phone call. It was actually your manager. He sent me a message. Fresh, I have some bad news. I was like, what? What kind of bad news? NIP is getting this. NIP is getting the spot. Like it was not. Probably was NIP is getting the spot. And I was like, what? Why? Because we heard these rumors before we even joined the team, and that was the only thing I was concerned about because everyone was saying that. And I asked the managers if that was true, and they said 100% that we would not give the spot to NIP. They promised, they basically promised that that was not going to happen, and then this happened.
Well, Diffusio, I don't know if you guys saw on Reddit, but Diffusio did make a little cleanup thread on Reddit, and he said that on the 16th of December, so like pretty much nearly a month before the 2nd, that this was 100% correct at the time that the lineup will not be joining LemonDogs, and is still
Yes,
100%
of course,
correct.
of course, but it's a big lie because,
Okay.
of course, they're not gonna be joining LemonDogs. They're gonna buy LemonDog spot and be joining as ninjas in pajamas, and that's why it's not a lie completely, but it's not true. Like they for sure tried to get our spot. That's like from what I heard and all what's been going on. And I don't know, like Mitte flying to gaming house and stuff like that. Like, why would they do that if they're not trying to get the spot? I don't know.
Practice for Coca-Cola League.
I don't think so.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
I really
Oh
don't.
my god. Okay, well, okay. What do the other two think about this whole situation? Do you think it's just kind of over the top, too much drama, like when it's not needed, or it could have been handled in a much better way?
Yes, it could. Like
Well-
for first, there should be rules about buying spots and stuff like that
Oh,
because
well, there is now.
yeah, there is
Yeah, there's
now.
now.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ryan.
There is now, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
One day before we have to submit the lineup. Thank you very much. This is I don't know.
Well-
How I feel it is that well,
Well,
it's a
not
big
exactly.
statement.
Freshy, not exactly true because like the documents were requested not the last minute. What you guys
Yep.
can exception for the document
How-
and everything.
How are we submitting documents when there are talks about getting our spot and we're not even sure we're gonna play?
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
apparently
Like-
you were given a deadline before the what's the deadline that's been made public? Because apparently you missed a deadline before as well.
Yes, because we had a lot of pressure, and then when we came back, we weren't sure we would have the spot, and
Okay, so you were like,
the thing is we changed the lineup because there were some problems inside the lineup with our support being new, moving from top and stuff, and we wanted to make like 1 or 2 changes, and we weren't sure we would keep the same lineup, and this is why we had to make tries. But then they told us that the spot is taken, so we were like, okay, never mind, don't do it. And then, oh, you have the spot again. But Crazy Caps was already playing for Ocelot's team. I think the rest was already trying to remake TFS. And then I don't know. I was not even home. I came back on the 6th, I believe, or 5th. Yeah, and it was basically too late, and everything had to be made so quickly and so like last minute, and it was just so much pressure, so much hurry, so much everything. You can't make a good decision so in such a small amount of time. It's just impossible.
Okay, well, I'm gonna quote from an article on Gamers, where Travis Gafford did an interview with Akardi, Akardi, if I can say that right. Akardi said, "It is human
Penny.
behavior." Sorry?
It's Penny.
Oh, Pani. Okay, sorry. Pani said, "It is human behavior to miss some things in 25 pages of paperwork for all 5 players, and it is not human to let us get an extra 10 minutes to fix what was wrong, especially considering what they told me before the deadline, even if it was only 15 minutes before." So I take it you're gonna agree with the whole, it isn't human to just give an extra 10 minutes.
I kind of agree that rules are rules.
Yeah.
I also think that it the way it was managed was not serious at all, but you have to know that our manager left, and it's not Penny's work to do that, I think. It's like our manager left the organization, and everything was so difficult because of that. Our manager was actually doing a lot for that.
I
And
can completely understand how it feels like when a manager leaves, it just goes dead.
it was so complicated.
No one
It's
knows what to do. That's completely understandable.
And then you have to like we had to fill contracts. Like he sent us contracts. We have to fill the contracts. Then you have to send it. We have to print it, to sign it, to scan it, to send it back, and like it has to be like correct. And from what I heard, is what happened is that he sent the documents, but he didn't submit it. Like this like these are the documents. He said, can you please check if everything is all right, or tell me what is wrong with that? And then he sent it, and Riot's reply was uh, there was not even any reply. It was the tweet from Nick Allen saying that it was not satisfactory, and we are out. Like this basically was his answer. So I think it's 50-50. I think
Okay.
both sides are.
Yeah. Okay, so a question more directed towards Flyy and YoungBuck is, how do you guys feel about players pretty much being able, well, not being able to anymore, but were being able to just buy into the LCS? So, say for instance, like you guys trained, worked really hard, played endless numbers of games to get in, and suddenly you get in, but then there's just a team with a lot of money, and they're just like, yeah, we want that spot, we'll take it. Do
Yeah,
you
it's
guys-
pretty
like-
ridiculous.
Do you guys just feel like it's just worthless? Like, what's the point?
It's more like being like you feel like you're being cheated on
Yeah.
because you actually work hard for it, and then someone just gets in. But it happens a lot, and not just complete lineups, it's just individual players that sometimes join the lineup without having any results whatsoever.
Well, when you think about it, like what Tats wants to have is something similar to a football club, right? So they want to have the same idea, football clubs,
Yeah.
basketball clubs, and everything. So yeah, pretty much the structure behind is one, and they just switch the players so they can stay in the league the whole time. I can understand that, but I think it's still way too less money involved in the whole scene and everything to compare it to football and all those leagues. I think after a certain time that model is going to be the working one, but it's still in development. So yeah, but like Riot needs to start from here actually to make the players get used to that model. Even if it's bad right now, I think after a certain amount of time, it's gonna be the good model.
No,
Like
I
the right
completely
model.
agree. I completely agree with that. Like, you know, if we want it to be on the same level as proper sports, you treat it like a proper sport. And in proper sports, you don't have teams buying into... I'm not a big fan of football, but I'm just probably going to get flamed at for saying this, because I'm probably going to get some stuff wrong, but I'm pretty sure teams don't just buy into, like, a championship or something. Like, if it doesn't happen in real sport, why should it happen in esports, essentially? It's just setting a bad example for, one, potential investors, and then governments. You can go as far as to say governments, and then you can go as far as to say the viewers. They'd be like, oh, what is this? I don't want to spend my time watching something that's essentially corrupt, if it was in a way. But, like, no, that...
So how to, like, I think at certain point it's gonna reach the point that, like, you can't just switch and buy lineups in the thing. Like, the problem right now that comes from all those buyouts and everything is, like, we're coming without an organization into the LCS. Same goes for Super Hot Crew and everything else. Like, in the normal sports, you have actually all the organizations, like, let's say organization in sports clubs in that area, like, they already have the team in the amateur league, and they qualify that team. While here, most of the organizations, when you go to them to actually talk with them about being in the Coca-Cola League and everything, they say, yeah, it's not that worth it. We're gonna pay you, like, really small amounts. Like, I've heard players that are currently in the top teams that get, like, 20 times less than an LCS player, like, even more. Like, the difference is huge. Like, you can't make a living with €100 salary per month. So yeah.
Yeah, no,
like,
completely.
Like, when the B structure, like that amateur structure, actually starts working, and all the organizations pick up the teams that are ready to qualify, and they stick with those teams, then it's gonna work. But it's still in development, it's still early, and so on and so on and so on.
No, hopefully one day it'll get to that stage where everyone is like, okay, right, we have to take things a bit seriously. And it is unfortunate that something like this happened to LemonDogs and Fresh and Co are just suddenly booted out. Because I'm pretty sure you guys worked hard as well. Like, it's not hard getting it's not easy getting into the LCS. Like, a lot of teams play endlessly and then they just lose one game and they're just like, right, that's it, dreams are over. But what I wanted to now move on to a bit of Wolves questioning for lovely YoungBuck here.
All right.
You weren't in the lineup last year when Wolves qualified for the Spring Split 2013 season.
That's correct.
Correct. Right. Now, they did kind of... Would you say... They did alright, in a way. They didn't have the best of starts like any other team did. And then suddenly Bjergsen came on, carried the team pretty much, right the way through, ending the split 13-16 overall. And... which meant they were still in relegation, then they got knocked out. And then just roster changes and things happened. My question is, are we going to see a repeat of last split, or are we going to see a completely brand new Wolves team enter the LCS this time round and dominate every other team? What do you think? What do you think? Of course, we know what the answer is.
Definitely not the first option. We're not going 0-9. I think we'll have a first win in the Super Week. I don't know against which team. Yeah, I think SK is not that strong.
Us.
Definitely not you. Okay.
I think we're gonna have our first win over there, and it's gonna be versus Copenhagen. Okay, might not be first. Like, do we play third match?
It's our third match, at least against you guys. The second day.
Yeah, I think it's our third match too. So yeah, might be our third win for the week. Who knows?
Yeah, we got a pretty rough week though. We faced Alliance and Gambit on the first day. That's like the two toughest teams. And then KMT, and that's a very overlooked team. Or underappreciated team, I should say.
Thank you.
Compliments. Compliments on the show. Wow.
However, they are also very inconsistent.
Fair enough.
Now we're even.
A bit of nice.
I still love you though.
A bit of nice.
um,
So you're just gonna go straight in, grab a win, and that's it.
I think we'll grab a win in the first week. I'm pretty sure about that.
First week. That
At least 1 out of 4 games.
Are you playing Gambit?
Yes.
an alliance, and us, and
And then SK.
and SK.
Oh,
I think
then
SK
yes.
is starting practice in 2 days from now, so
in 2 days.
Cool.
I think that says a lot about how serious they are.
Who SK?
We
Or
played
who?
them.
Okay.
We actually played them yesterday.
How did
Oh,
that
okay.
go?
Well, I'm not gonna say
It
who,
went,
but
it went not good for us, but we were playing for the first day and it was very, I don't know, it was weird. So I wouldn't say that was LCS level. So I don't know. Yeah, I would give the win to Copenhagen Wolves, to be honest.
Buck, you're complaining about hard week. We still don't know who we play in the first match, for fuck's sakes.
Yeah, good luck preparing.
Yeah, we can watch the match tomorrow though.
So the games this weekend are between Super Hot Crew, MYM. Who else is it? It's NIP.
Yep.
The big question: who do you guys think is gonna be able to get in?
Can I start?
Yeah, feel free.
Meteor Makers.
Really?
Yeah,
Why? Why do you think that?
because it's gonna be like a lot of pressure. They're gonna like come up with a plan, like an evil plan, and they will cheese, and that's it. I think they've been practicing more than the other teams. And I think NIP is pretty much like how we were, like Millennium was last year. And what we were is like we were stomping every team in scrims, and on offline it's way more complicated because there's pressure. There's like, oh, we've won already, and I don't know. It's I think they will. I think it's the kind of team that would play worse offline than online, and Meteor Makers is kind of the opposite. Like I don't know, but they would probably YoungBucks probably agree with me. But Meteor Makers is the kind of scrim that you never lose to Meteor Makers in scrim.
Mhm.
But on offline, it's a whole different story. Like in offline, they have a plan, they apply it, and you're like, oh, snap, what are we doing? And that's why I give it to them. And Super Hot Crew is, I don't know.
They're playing with a different lineup than they played
Yeah,
with last time.
yeah. It's like they changed one player since
One player.
Impaler is now playing with them,
And
but they
one-
have like no practice together.
Yeah.
And nah, I don't know. I think Meteor Maker's gonna take it.
Well, every single team is practicing right now, like relentlessly.
Yeah.
Every single team.
Sure, but
Yeah.
it's soon.
It is soon. It's
Those like, I don't know, like practicing that much hours just overburns a team, at least in my opinion. Anyways, if it was yesterday, I would think that Super Hot Crew are gonna take it because of Fresh over there.
Oh,
But-
you're so
Wow.
nice. Nah, I'm playing like shit.
I know. No,
Don't
no.
think that.
Without a joke, I think with you in the lineup, they actually have a chance. But with Impaler, I'm
No.
not so sure.
Nah,
Like,
I'm playing really bad at the moment, and I haven't been playing for 2 weeks, and that's not true. Like I think Impaler is actually a better option. Like
he's
for the qualifier, I
okay.
think it is.
Let's say I agree on that with you, but the thing is with you is like you control the game inside of the game. Like you tell them what to do and everything, without you telling the whole team and controlling it and everything. As far as I know, before it was Hado making the calls. So who's gonna do it right now?
I don't know. It's true that they have no shot caller. Like
Like-
they have like nobody in the team making any call. So I'm not sure how it's gonna work out for them, but I wish them best of luck.
So yeah,
Hearing
right
this
now.
makes me. You go.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, right. I think MOM might actually have the chance to take it. Like they cheese, they're good online. Also,
They cheese.
a lot.
Yeah, they're like king of cheese.
Wow.
It's like best of one match. Think about it. It's a best of one. Anyone can win. Like even in a three-way tie, it's still a best of one in the bracket after that. So it's any of the three teams can win if they have a good day.
Is it really best of one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think I can find if you go to LOL Esports, there's an article on there that explains pretty much everything.
It's a round robin best of one. If you finish in a three-way tie, they do the bracket thingy with one of the three teams randomly seeded directly on second round.
Yeah, the teams will be randomly placed into a single elim bracket to determine who will earn the spot. The event will be commentated by D-Man and Quickshot, for those who are thinking it was not going to be commentated, because there were a lot of stuff being said about that. But,
Well,
Young-
all said it, so who knows?
yeah. No. But YoungBuck, what about you? Who do you think is going to be the
I'm gonna put
victor?
my money on NIP.
Yeah?
Yeah,
I would.
They've
I
had a
so
few
would.
days to get their stuff together and actually have some games. And MYM just got Saru back from his holidays, so he must be really cold. And MYM without a strong Saru is not gonna win anything.
They actually play with. Oh, okay.
They were playing with another mid laner, and they're going to play the qualifier with Saru
Oh, they're
again.
playing. Yeah, yeah. That's it.
And-
It's like Flyy has just flown away.
I thought Super Hot Crew had a pretty good chance, but apparently they don't have a shot caller and didn't practice much. So I'm just gonna. I don't know. That
Just sit
doesn't
back
that
and
doesn't sound too
enjoy.
good.
Okay, well, whichever one gets in, are you afraid of any of them? To go up against, that is.
Only NIP could grow to become a strong opponent. Maybe Super Hot Crew. It's a little bit tough. They have some players that are known to not perform well under pressure.
Okay, Flyy has just disconnected. He will be back with us shortly.
I hit Fly.
Means the overlay might be a bit ruined right now, but that is fine.
It is ruined.
Only temporarily. That is
Kind of, but it's still alright. It's still alright. It's been worse. We can see his picture instead. Beautiful, most part.
So before I heard Fresh's opinion, I thought it was going to be 50-50 between NIP and Super Hot Crew, but now I'm just going to give it to NIP.
What do you think about NIP versus MYM?
How can you lose that when you're stronger in every single lane?
Did you see the games between KMT and NIP?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've scripted it, and when I saw that, I kind of thought it was the same situation as I've been through. Like good in scrims, then no plan, nothing on the offline, and just expect to be playing as good as in scrims, and nothing happens. No calls, no nothing, and just lose because
This
you're playing.
event is online though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
NIP are beasts when it comes to online.
That's
They were
true.
destroying us in a lot of scrims as well, leading up to the LCS qualifier.
That's true.
Let's see if Flyy reconnects. Hello, welcome
It's a lot
back.
less
Yeah,
pressure for them.
sorry. Yeah, I'm back.
We were just discussing about which of the three teams would be the strongest or the scariest if they do get in.
I think the scariest is also Meteor Maker, since Polish people have the strongest DDoSers in the world.
Wow, great, but DDoS in the LCS itself, like stage? No, I don't think so. Like the strongest of the three will be NIP. Like in the LCS itself, like regular season and everything.
Mm.
So, now, let's round off the rules. Do you guys think it was a good step for Riot to introduce these rules? I think we can all agree safely that yes, it was. So some of us came out with a bad end of the whole situation. It is unfortunate, but it is a good thing that these rules were introduced. And it gives other teams another chance, another shot at the LCS.
Yeah, something that should have happened right away.
Yeah.
It is a good idea, but I think it really sucks that they put these rules the day after Oli leaked the information about our lineup. That was like the biggest joke. I don't know, like why would they put this rule the day after Oli leaks the information about our team being picked about LemonDogs picking up Super Hot Crew without their jungler? Like why would they do that the day after and not before? Like putting us in a bad situation because we were starting to practice and stuff with this team and then we had to stop. I don't know, it's just wasting our time and putting us in such a bad situation. For me, it's good that this rule has been set, but the timing was the worst ever.
Yeah, I think so too.
Like for example, yeah.
Yeah, go on. Sorry.
Okay, what I was just about to say is that 3 players from LemonDogs went to Ninjas in Pyjamas to make a new lineup, and also 3 players from EG went to NA, and they allowed that, but they didn't allow the rest. And you're gonna say, well, these players were qualified, but I'm not too sure about. Well, it's true, but if you're going to not allow Super Hard Crew to come in the LCS, then you shouldn't have allowed that to happen, because it's unfair to us to have such a bad timing.
No, the timing could have been better, or you guys should have been told in advance, which was really unfortunate. Okay, so I'm kind of happy that you're streaming, because this is a part of the show that I really liked, which is the viewer interaction bit. Anyone on the stream who would like to ask any
It's
questions?
all in French.
I know it's all in French. I cannot read French.
No.
I failed my French at school. Let's just put it that way. I
Can you say
suck.
baguette?
Baguette.
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 Spaghetti.
Are we gonna have a French lesson? All right, let's have a French
It's not
lesson.
bad. It's not
Let's
bad.
go. Okay, so Fresh, give us a sentence in French to repeat, and we'll repeat it one by
No.
one. No, we're
Okay,
doing
for
this.
Fly first.
Fuck.
Say- you will say, "Je suis un abruti."
Again, slow.
Je
I want
suis-
it slow. You know, I'm slow.
Je,
I need it slow.
je,
Again.
je suis
Je suis.
un,
Be careful what you make me tell.
je suis un
Je
abruti.
suis. Je
Un
suis
abruti.
un abruti.
All right, I know
Ah,
what je suis is, which is I am. So clearly, you just called yourself something really offensive.
Yeah, I think he called me fat. I went on with it.
Can you repeat it, please?
No, not anymore. That was
Oh.
it. How sad. Chemo mech.
Oh God.
He remembers that one.
Oh God.
Chema, it's what's up, and mech is dude. But Chema is in Polish and mech is in French.
It's Shema.
Chema.
It means hi.
No.
Okay, so
Okay, never mind.
the questions. Enough with the French. The questions. Fresh, can you be our translator? Actually, I have a better idea. Okay, sorry, I'm just typing some. All right, there we go. For the questions, everyone that's viewing in the chat, if you would like to ask a question to either YoungBuck, Fresh, or Flyy, feel free to write it in the Twitch chat, preferably in English. Please in English. Very please, pretty please. If not, you can also tweet at Copenhagen Wolves, CPH Wolves, with hashtag Let's Talk, so we know that it is a question. There it is. It's in the chat. Would you guys like to have a quick break while all the questions come in, or get a drink, get a cup of water? Yeah. No, you're fine. All right, cool. Then we'll stay
we
here.
can play each other in the meantime.
We'll just look at the chat and we'll see some good questions. Actually, One just came in on my Skype. Right, let me just get this up.
Yeah.
There.
Seems like I'm a dummy.
Okay, here's one. Okay.
Well, I have a first question, but it's about the game.
Is it about the game? Okay, what is the question?
The question is, what do you think about the current meta?
Okay, what do you think about the current meta?
Honestly, I think it's really boring because it's like top lane you have 4 champions that are like the OP tanks. Junglers are all the same as well. And the way the game is played right now, it's like a mirror, and there's nothing much happening because every jungler starts on the top side of the map. There is no invade. The trinkets make sure that everything is no level 1, and all the paths are the same, and the games are really hard to snowball, and every game is just so boring. For me, I think it's the game is not as good as it used to be in the end of season 3. Like top lane, you have, for example, like you have those OP champions, like Shyvana, Mundo, Olaf, Renekton, and maybe another one that I forgot.
Rengar.
And yeah, and well, but he's banned for the weekend, so.
Yep.
And then you have all the same AD carries. You have like all the same mid laners. It's always like Gragas, Orianna, like the new champions maybe as well. And then everything is always the same. For me, it's how I feel it. It's always the same. And I could also say that I think top lane and junglers are carrying most of the games at the moment. Like top lane and jungler is what is the strongest.
Anyone else?
What?
Agree? What do you think of the meta? Good, boring,
I
bad, happy?
We're always happy. Like whatever the meta is, we're always happy. But yeah, I agree with Fresh for the first part. Like pretty much the same champions the whole time. But what's bad about no snowball effect? Like let's say again back to the football thing. In football, you have no snowball effect. Like you score a goal, you're back square zero. You try to turn up the game. Like it's pretty much the same right now. The whole time, you need to be under pressure. You need to be performing from very beginning until the end. Like there's no such a huge snowball effect as before, which at least for me is the better thing as an option.
YoungBuck?
Well, the
Bucky?
top lane meta it's quite boring, but it's pretty good for me because I like playing the tanky champions.
Currently, top
Oh,
lane
Fresh is typing something.
top lane is pick tank and just don't ward, do nothing.
Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's the meta with my champions. I've always been playing champions like the Renekton, for example. So now that he's actually one of the best champions, then it's perfect for me. Other than that, there's also a lot of split pushing as a top laner. So,
Well,
hooray for me.
A really good question that someone just asked in the chat is, there's a free spot in the Coke League now. Who do you guys think will get it? Will it be some random, unheard of challenger team, or will it be one of the unfortunate teams that don't get into the LCS?
Well, Super Hot Crew already has a spot in Coke Zero. MYM does too, and IP does as well.
But as soon as one of them get into LCS, one of them is guaranteed to get into the LCS. So as soon as one of them get in, there will be a free spot.
Yeah,
Essentially.
I hope LemonDogs gets that one.
there is no more LemonDogs, by the way.
Well,
Yes,
whatever your
the
lineup is. Or
I'm
what?
not-
Super hot crew.
I'm
Whatever the
alone. I have
lineup
no
is.
lineup. I'll go alone. I'll cut myself in
heard-
5 parts and make a team.
Wow, 5 ragers on the team. That's gonna be hard.
It's gonna disband after 2 games.
After the first one. I'll be
So toxic.
I'll be surprised if they finish the first one. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so mean.
No.
What do you guys think about Ollie leaking out information that half the time isn't even correct? I know.
Can I flame?
Yes, please
Or-
do.
It's your
If
own
it's about
opinion.
Ollie, you can flame.
Do it.
I think he's an idiot, and he's an attention whore. and he's just trying to get attention. Like that's what I really think, and he's just basically saying everything he heard, like instantly just to get attention. And as I see that small guy has disconnected. Okay, but he can
No,
still
no, I'm
see.
still here. I'm still here.
Yes. Okay, okay. And like you should never leak any information, like inside information that you have. Like basically every single pro player knows everything about the scene, but never says anything, never reveals anything. And there is no purpose in doing that except being on Reddit and having more followers on Twitter. And that's really selfish and stupid. And he said to me something like, "It's better for you that I leaked that. I'm not doing this for attention." But honestly, I don't think so. Like, why would you even do that? It's, sorry, but
Yeah.
I can only say negative stuff about this guy.
Me too. Like, this is the same Oli that faked the Messiah AMA, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
And
He
the
faked
Millennium
this
guy.
AMA. He said he was a Korean he said he was a Korean player. He was top 10 solo queue Korea. He said he was a Young Park soon, and he tried to coach
Ah,
us.
yeah.
And then we found out he was not Korean, but he was Belgian. And then he told so many lies. And then he was related to DDoS stories. Like, oh my God, I'm not
I
gonna
remember.
go
He
into
teed up
that.
my team.
Do you
that
know?
thing, but
Do you know the most funny part about when he faked the Korean thing? He actually used Faker's Korean nickname to represent himself in Europe. That was like it was still before Sebits. Still, the main SKTT one was Reapert and those people. So no one had actually heard of Faker in Europe or US or outside in Korea. But he was on top of the Korean water, yeah. But he was Faker, not Oli. Yeah. Regarding Oli, this time I'm gonna keep my opinion about myself. Like, I don't want to comment.
Feel free. If you want to flame, feel free. Everyone knows
No,
that.
no.
he's the cancer of
Yeah.
esports.
We all want to say everything we know about him, but we won't.
No.
Right?
Yeah, we
But
need to be good guys from now on.
He's probably the worst guy I've ever met in esports. He doesn't add anything positive.
Oh, he did something against me, which caused me a lot of trouble and problems and everything. Yeah, that's personal stuff. It's not work related, so let's separate Oli from the personal things.
Well, I've been in a similar situation as well, and I can understand like what some people are like. They don't know how to do things right, and they always try and justify. Oh, there was no other choice. Yes, there was. There is always another choice, and that's it. Like, it is unfortunate. Sometimes some people will just ruin something good.
Oh, other thing actually, we're gonna start like putting aside Millennium now, and not screaming against them and everything. Like, who knows if he's leaking picks, bans, and everything else to the other teams just because he likes the other team and so on and so on. Like, I have no idea about that. So my guess
We've
is
already
most
done that.
teams.
We already dropped Millennium as a scrim partner or a possible scrim partner.
Why?
You know, the best part is when, like yesterday, when we screened Millennium, we didn't want Oli to be able to spectate our game because we were scared that he would leak some informations to other teams. I don't know. He's not trustworthy, so yeah, I wouldn't recommend to scrim them.
Well, he's the general manager of Millennium, so nothing we can do.
Yeah, but I would not recommend any team to scrim them because of Oli. And yeah, that's it.
The players in Millennium are actually really cool.
Yeah,
They're great guys.
like
Yep.
yeah,
I think every single one of them is actually quite cool.
they're all really nice, like every one of them. But you know, Oli.
Yep.
Can you talk about LCS and LemonDogs? I think we've already done that quite a lot, and I don't want to put Fresh into that spotlight again. I think Fresh has said everything he wants to say about LemonDogs and has given his opinion about everything, and I think we can leave that there. Let's just dig for some more questions. Who do you
Yeah,
guys?
there's like maybe something like a last thing I would say about that
Yeah.
is that basically everything was on my shoulders. Like when I came back from well, I was on a trip, but when I came back from my trip, I was like I had to make this team alone. Like I had to build a team. I was the one talking to every player. It was like everybody else wasn't giving a damn. Like I was trying to make this work. I was trying to talk to some players and stuff, and from the management, I had no answers. And then I had to try to make a team, and then there was these rules coming up, and oh, this is not gonna work, and then try something else, and like so much pressure, and so
A question for ImSoFresh. Are you going to be in Coke League with any team now, or are you going to stay quiet for a while? Is
but
it a
it's really hard.
possibility that we could
It's
see
really
you?
hard to say. Honestly, it's really hard to say. Like for now, what I want to do is try to reach my level back because yeah, I dropped a bit because of not playing for 2 weeks. And what I'm gonna try to focus on is trying to find teammates I feel comfortable with and I have a good feeling with. I think it's like one of the most important parts in a team. You have to get like you have to have a good mood with your teammates. It's really important. You have to enjoy playing with your teammates. Like you have to enjoy the game or it's not gonna work. You're not gonna be motivated. And I think I will find the right mates and try the next split. But I might not play the Coke League, to be honest.
Well, if you don't play the Coke League, you can't qualify for the next split.
Yeah, but in like
Where you will be knocking out KMT, of course.
yeah, because it's gonna be the ace team to qualify. We are gonna be the most scary team, so nobody will want to pick us up.
Oh god. No, don't worry. There's always hope. There's always hope. Moving on to a lovely question about Fnatic. How do you guys think they will perform? Because they haven't really showed much of themselves since Worlds, pretty much. We haven't really seen much of their happenings.
Well, I've seen too much of Fnatic the last few days, and they're hella strong.
Really?
So yeah,
Yeah.
Like hella,
They're good.
hella strong.
they're growing a lot.
So who do you think the top two teams, well, the top teams in the LCS at the end of this first Super Week, who do you think will be up there? Top three, top two?
It's very schedule dependent, but I think top 5 in general is Gambit, Alliance, KMT, Fnatic, and CW. I think that's pretty much the top 5 in almost everyone's mind. I think Millennium will end 6th, and then SK and the other team that will qualify will probably end in the last 2 spots.
It depends whether NiP or not
Depends.
qualify. To be
Yeah,
honest.
NiP could probably end higher than 7th or 8th.
They just need to get their shit together on offlines and pressure games. But they're really talented. Honestly. I feel like top 4, like if NiP qualifies on the whole split long, like I'm not saying at start, like I think the first games they will play, they will be playing not as good as they will in the last games. But the top 4 overall in the first split will be Alliance, Fnatic, Gambit, and NiP if they qualify. And if they don't qualify, it's gonna be Copenhagen Wolves, I guess. That's it.
That's it.
I
Sounds
agree.
reasonable.
I agree with YoungBuck, but I'm not sure where NIP are gonna fit if they qualify. Like they have potential top 5 easily, but it depends. Again, if they manage to mash up together and actually play on stage together. Like in scrims, they've been perfect. Like at least before, when we scrimmed them and played them, like 3.13, beginning 3.14. But I don't know. Like they showed that they didn't handle the pressure on stage as they were supposed to. Like, and they showed it at IEM too, like versus Copenhagen Wolves in the final.
Yep.
So yeah, it really depends how they handle the pressure. And the other thing is it's best of ones. The LCS is best of ones, and compared to all those tournaments, it's not like you're good or bad at this certain moment. You need to be consistent over the whole split. You can't like just afford to lose a whole week and win the next one.
Yeah, no, you have to be consistent, which is important. Which
Yeah.
I hope you all are. Right, let's move on to some quick fire questions. So we'll start with Flyy this time, and we'll move our way to the right to Fresh. So I'll go Flyy, YoungBuck, Fresh. Biggest rivals for the next split. Flyy.
Copenhagen Wolves.
Oh, so nice.
For us, it's KMT.
Cute. No, I think main rivalry for fighting and looking forward to playing is Gambit and Alliance.
Okay.
Sticking with
It's
KMT.
probably going to be Gambit and then Fnatic. In terms of where we think we could qualify and where we, like the teams that we have to beat to be where we want to be. I think Alliance is going to be first. They look very strong individually, at least on paper. But I think we have the potential to become stronger than Fnatic and Gambit. We might not be yet, but we might make it there.
Biggest rivals, Fresh.
It depends. It might be
He doesn't
something
have-
like KMT versus NiP, or
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be interesting one.
Yeah, that would be great.
Could be. Yeah, Fnatic Gambit is like the two oldest teams, let's say. The two oldest, like, strong teams. People used to say that EG versus Gambit was old rivals, but it's not the same lineup
Not
anymore, so
anymore.
I'd give it to Gambit Fnatic. But it's not like just a rivalry, it's more about like what people consider the two best teams and like the two old teams that everyone likes to see. And people want to see this, and they will fight their best to prove who's the best team, let's say, or something like that in their minds. But it's not just about these two teams, of course. It's like 8 teams, but they don't want to lose against each other, I guess. Especially these two.
Yeah. Gambit recently took Edward back. If I'm right, I better be right on this one.
That's true.
So they just have the same lineup that they did pretty much last year. Next question. Best player on your team. Flyy.
Best player team?
Yeah.
Oh,
You're
How
a
about
manager.
I answer the question for him and he
Okay.
answers the question for me?
Okay. Your
Overpower.
friendship is on the line.
No, it's definitely Overpower. If they win, it's usually that he carries, or sometimes with Jankos' help. But Overpower is definitely the big man in KMT.
I kinda agree, but I also think like most of the players, like there, except Overpower, there's 1 or 2 more players that can carry the game easily. Like he's the main threshold, but yeah. And about Wolves, oh, it's definitely not YoungBuck. No, forgiven.
Wait, did you forgive him for that joke?
Wow.
Yeah, I can see that. He's mechanically the best AD carry in Europe, I think. But based on my team, I think Amazing adds a lot as well. Basically because he communicates a lot, and that's something that a lot of people don't see. But Amazing is really great when it comes to talking.
Fresh.
Oh, you want my opinion? Okay. So what I think.
Okay, best
Fresh, the
person.
question was. Yeah, wait. The
Okay,
question was the best team, Fresh. Who's the best on
How
which team?
about the question is?
Yeah, I can answer about KMT and Copenhagen Wolves.
Yeah,
since
yeah.
I played these
Do that
teams.
one. I think that would be a
Okay,
lot
so-
easier.
For KMT, it's definitely Overpower, but I gotta give props to Xaxus because he's a really solid and consistent player. And for Copenhagen Wolves, I think it's more Kotard. That's like he's a really smart player. Like he might not be the best laner ever, but he's very smart, and he made like sneaky plays, and that's why like if I remember the games against Copenhagen Wolves from last year in January, it was basically Kotard doing most of the work. Like everyone said like Bjergsen, but I think they won because they had Kotard and he was playing cheesy champions and stuff like that really countered us. And yeah, I think Kotard is their best player, and then like maybe Amazing. Yeah, that's
Um,
it.
Okay.
Coutard had confidence issues, or I'm wrong, in the beginning. Like he wasn't secure how good he is, anything else, and now he feels secure, or I'm wrong.
Well, everyone has that problem at some point, and I think most of us have had that. And at this point, there isn't any such issue with anyone in the team. No confidence issues, at least.
Like I would say something about Forgiven is that of course he's good, but like he's not especially better than most of LCS AD carries. Like AD carry after a certain point of mechanics, you can't really make any difference, you know? Like you're doing your role, you have the damage, and it's how you play in team fights, but it's not how it impact the games. It's like a tool for a team, and I don't think that's like you can rate an AD carry as being the best player in the team, to be honest, because yeah, that's my thought on the game, because it doesn't have really an impact on the game. So that's why I'm more giving it to Kotard and or Amazing.
A player who you would say stands out from the rest in the LCS. Bearing in mind this can be EU and NA LCS. So an MVP for the League of Legends Championship
Korea?
Series.
Like, only in Europe,
Okay, fine. Yeah, let's just keep it to Europe because we know Europe is better than America.
because everyone knows it's Faker. I don't know, like it's so stupid. Your question is so obvious, but
no,
for
yeah,
Europe, it's a whole
Europe.
different story.
Let's stick it to Europe. Who do you think is Who do you think is MVP in Europe right now, or you think will be MVP next split? No, it's a hard one.
Overbow.
Really? Is it that hard?
Wait.
Oh.
Wait. I have thoughts. I think, um, I think Shook could be like the new terror in the jungle, but he's inexperienced.
Actually, that's. Thank you for reminding me. That's a good one. How was the Shook transfer, YoungBuck? to
Well,
Alliance? Was that taken lightly or kind of like, wow?
well,
happy.
he just told us he had a great offer that he was considering, and so we had some time to prepare. We actually talked to him about who we should get to replace him if he takes that offer. So it came out of nowhere. I'll have to say that. So that was a little bit hard, at least harder than replacing Reckless, because we knew Reckless was gonna go at some point. So we had a few people lined up.
Yeah.
But I'm happy for him, and yeah, he deserves to be on a team like that.
Okay, cool. Last question. Predictions for Spring Split.
Didn't we do already that?
Have we? We did? Okay, fine.
Yeah. The top 5 for Young, the NIP there, and so on and so on.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Well then, are there any shout-outs you guys would like to do before we round off? Any thank yous? No?
Fresh, go first.
Okay,
Thank you,
shout out to-
LemonDogs.
Shout out, shout out to my mom. She's awesome. Thank you very much. I love you, mom. That's it.
No
No
thank you.
shout outs to me?
Any
No,
team?
fuck you. Ted.
Yeah, I'll
Fuck
give you a
Flyy.
shout out, Flyy.
Go, YoungBuck.
Yeah, shout out to all my fans and friends, and all the viewers watching the stream.
Yeah, of course. Sorry. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. But I wanted to make the joke, like, just, you know, like, thank you, mom. But yeah, of course, thank you so much for everyone that's following me. Like, I have like bad times lately, and like there was so much people supporting me, and I would like to thank you so much for that. It's it's really heartwarming, and I hope you guys keep following me, and that's it.
Yeah, would like to thank everyone that actually believed those 22% we had on the whole sports side. It's actually
Yeah.
believe we're gonna win. So yeah, I hope.
Thank you, the
Yeah.
22%.
Yeah, thank you for supporting us, and you can hear some big news coming up from us really soon, like in the next days. Yeah, pretty much, and thank you to my team for being so awesome, and to
Okay.
YoungBuck and Fresh.
Thank you very much for coming on, guys, especially with such short notice. I do thank you. Thank you so much, Fresh. Thank you so much, Flyy. If you want to find any of us, feel free to follow our Twitters, which is, they're not up right now because this is currently being streamed. Fresh is you can say your own Twitter.
It's Twitter / ImSoFresh_.
YoungBuck.
Twitter / Joey YoungBuck.
Flyy.
Twitter / KMT Flyy with a .y at the end.
And mine is Twitter / @thesmallguy_. We are looking to live stream the future shows. So connect to our Twitter, Copenhagen Wolves, at CPH Wolves, to keep updated with more news. This current video will be going live sometime this weekend on YouTube. So if you have missed it or you've missed the beginning bits of the whole LemonDog NIP and LCS rule changes controversy, you can catch up on that on YouTube when the video is up. But lastly, a big shout out to our sponsors, Complete, Obuto, SteelSeries, and Adidas. Make sure you tune into the LCS on the 16th next week, and good luck, guys. Thank you so much for coming on the show, and I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, and goodbye.
Bye-bye.